Have you ever done everything right for your kidneys? Cutting out red meat, slashing salt until your food tasted like cardboard, even giving up that one morning coffee you loved, only to watch your creatinine keep rising and your GFR keep falling. That sinking feeling when the lab report comes back worse than last time isn't just numbers on a page. It feels like a ticking clock inside your body, because here's the harsh truth no one ever told you. Kidney damage doesn't only happen at lunch or dinner when you're being extra careful. It begins the very first thing in the morning. That moment you take your first bite, you send a signal to your body. And if that signal is wrong, if it spikes inflammation, loads your blood with toxic waste, or forces your kidneys into overdrive before the day even begins, then no amount of careful eating later can undo the harm. This is why so many people feel like they're losing the battle even while following every piece of advice they've been given. But the story doesn't have to end that way. I'm Dr. Johnny, and in this video, I'm going to show you 5 simple, powerful breakfast combinations that have transformed the lives of real patients. These aren't exotic supplements or impossible diets. They're everyday foods you can prepare in minutes, meals backed by science, proven in real cases, and designed to lower creatinine, raise GFR, and give your mornings back their energy and joy. So if you've ever felt trapped doing everything right but still sliding closer to dialysis, stay with me. Because once you understand how to send your kidneys the right message each morning, you'll see why breakfast can be the most powerful medicine of your day. The first kidney-healing breakfast that has stunned even nephrologists is something so humble most people overlook it: the steel-cut oats power bowl. Just 4 ingredients is steel-cut oats, blueberries, chia seeds, and unsweetened almond milk. Yet together they create one of the most powerful morning shields against rising creatinine. This isn't about chasing a trendy superfood or buying expensive powders. It's about giving your kidneys exactly what they've been begging for all along: clean, steady fuel. Take Janet, a 54-year-old nurse who spent her days caring for dialysis patients while quietly watching her own kidney numbers slip in the wrong direction. Her creatinine crept from 1.2 to 1.8 in under 2 years, and her doctor had already started talking about future dialysis. The irony crushed her. She was saving others while slowly losing herself. Then she tried one small change: this exact breakfast every single morning, no skipping, no substitutions. After 3 months, her labs told a different story. Her creatinine dropped, her GFR climbed nearly 15%, and for the first time in years, she felt her energy return before her doctor even confirmed it. And the science behind her story is crystal clear. Steel-cut oats digest slowly, keeping blood sugar stable and preventing the silent spikes that exhaust your kidneys. They also feed your gut's healthy bacteria, which researchers now connect directly to kidney strength through the gut-kidney axis. Blueberries, low in potassium but rich in antioxidants, protect fragile kidney tissue from oxidative stress, the internal rust doctors warn about. Chia seeds add soluble fiber, plant-based protein, and omega-3s to cut inflammation, while almond milk provides creaminess without the phosphorus overload of dairy. Together, this bowl lowers inflammation, reduces toxic waste, and gives your kidneys a softer, safer start to the day. But here's the catch: you can eat the perfect bowl and still sabotage your kidneys if you make one very common mistake. And more importantly, not everyone craves something sweet in the morning, which is why the next option is savory, satisfying, and surprisingly kidney safe. But just knowing this first recipe isn't enough, because what comes next reveals a hidden danger even more damaging if you get it wrong. If sweet oats aren't your style, and you wake up craving something savory, warm, and satisfying, the second kidney-saving breakfast will surprise you: the veggie egg white scramble. It's quick, it's protein-rich, and it proves you don't need bacon, cheese, or heavy yolks to fuel your morning with power. This dish is all about clean protein and anti-inflammatory vegetables that give your body strength without silently punishing your kidneys. Think of David, a 51-year-old construction foreman whose morning started before sunrise. His job demanded stamina: 10 hours on scaffolds, hauling tools, climbing ladders. When his doctor told him his rising creatinine meant cutting back on, protein panic set in. How could he survive physically without it? The answer came in this simple scramble. Instead of frying whole eggs with bacon and butter, David switched to fluffy egg whites sautéed with red bell peppers and onions in a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. 6 weeks later, his lab results told the story for the first time in over a year. His creatinine stopped climbing and his energy soared higher than before. The secret lies in the science. Egg whites deliver pure, high-quality protein, 26 grams per cup, without the phosphorus, cholesterol, or saturated fat that make whole eggs such a burden on struggling kidneys. Red bell peppers and onions add antioxidants like vitamin C and quercetin to lower inflammation, along with sulfur compounds that support detoxification, helping your liver shoulder part of the load. Olive oil brings protective polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress and shield blood vessels, keeping filtration smoother and more efficient. Together, it's the perfect trifecta: clean protein, anti-inflammatory vegetables, and protective fats. But here's the trap: add just one egg yolk and you sneak in more than 85 milligrams of phosphorus and a hit of saturated fat your kidneys don't need. The whole point of this scramble is keeping protein clean and kidneys unburdened. That's why so many people like David discover they can stay strong without silently damaging their filtration system. And the best part, this scramble is customizable, meal prep, friendly, and ready in under 10 minutes, so you can repeat it day after day without boredom. Still, even with a perfect savory breakfast, there's a big problem left unsolved. What about those mornings when you don't have time or when your appetite simply isn't there? That's where the next option comes in, and it might just be the most refreshing, kidney healing trick of them all. And for those mornings when cooking feels impossible or when your appetite just isn't there, the third kidney healing breakfast is as quick as it is powerful: the antioxidant smoothie. In less than 3 minutes, you can blend together a drink that hydrates, protects, and energizes without overloading your kidneys the way most fruit smoothies secretly do. Meet Maria, a 46-year-old office manager with a brutal schedule. Most mornings she grabbed nothing but a granola bar, or worse, skipped breakfast entirely. 6 months later, her lab work delivered the wake-up call. She feared her creatinine had jumped from 1.3 to 1.7. Her doctor blamed stress, dehydration, and poor diet, and he was right. But Maria wasn't ready to give up. She needed something quick, doable, and kidney-friendly. That's when she discovered this smoothie: unsweetened almond milk, a handful of blueberries, red grapes, chia seeds, and just a touch of spinach. After 4 months, her creatinine dropped back down to 1.4, her GFR improved, and she swore her energy felt better than it had in years. The reason this works is simple yet powerful. Almond milk provides creaminess without the phosphorus overload of dairy. Blueberries and red grapes deliver anthocyanins and resveratrol, two antioxidant giants that protect delicate kidney cells from oxidative stress. Chia seeds expand in liquids, slowing digestion, stabilizing blood sugar, and delivering omega-3 acids to cool inflammation. Even a modest handful of spinach, balanced properly, adds folate, iron, and magnesium, nutrients critical for blood and nerve health that are often compromised when kidney function declines. Put it together and you have hydration plus anti-inflammation in every sip. But here's the warning. You must avoid common smoothie add-ins like bananas or avocados, both too high in potassium, and never trust store-bought protein powders that hide dangerous phosphorus additives. Keep it pure, simple, and natural, and this smoothie becomes more than breakfast. It becomes a daily shield for your kidneys. Still, while a cold smoothie is refreshing, it doesn't satisfy everyone. Some people need something warm, hearty, and comforting to carry them through the day. That's why the next breakfast looks back to ancient wisdom with grains most of us have forgotten. Yet they may hold the missing piece your kidneys have been waiting for. If a cold smoothie feels too light and you crave something warm, hearty, and grounding, the fourth kidney healing breakfast will surprise you: the ancient grains bowl. Built on buckwheat and bulgur, it proves that comfort food doesn't have to damage your kidneys. In fact, it can protect them while keeping you full and energized all morning. Robert, a 59-year-old retired police officer, knows this better than anyone. Years of late-night shifts, stress, and processed food had left his kidneys declining. His creatinine hovered around 1.9, his energy was gone, and he missed the steady strength he once relied on every day. When he first heard about buckwheat and bulgur, he scoffed. Could a simple mix of grains really make a difference? But 6 months after starting his mornings with a bowl of buckwheat, bulgur, chopped apples, and a splash of almond milk, the numbers told the truth. His creatinine dropped to 1.6, and for the first time in years, he felt steady energy carrying him through the day. Here's why this works. Buckwheat isn't wheat at all. It's a seed naturally gluten-free, slow digesting, and low in phosphorus, which means your kidneys filter less waste while still giving you clean, lasting energy. Bulgur cracked wheat that cooks quickly adds a nutty flavor and delivers complex carbohydrates that release energy gradually instead of spiking your system. Apples bring pectin, a soluble fiber that binds toxins in the gut before they ever reach your kidneys. And if you sprinkle in a few unsweetened cranberries, you get antioxidants plus extra urinary tract support. Together, this bowl satisfies hunger, curbs cravings, and eases the workload on your kidneys without sacrificing comfort. What makes this breakfast stand out is reliability. Unlike quinoa or brown rice, which often sneak in higher phosphorus levels, buckwheat and bulgur stay stable and kidney safe. Add cinnamon or nutmeg for warmth or swap in sauteed cabbage and cauliflower with olive oil for a savory version. Either way, you get comfort and protection in the same spoonful. But as soothing as this ancient grain bowl is some mornings, you want something cool, refreshing, and even indulgent, something that feels like a treat but secretly heals your kidneys at the same time. And that's exactly what the final breakfast delivers, and it might just be the sweetest surprise of them all. And finally, for those mornings when you want something cool, refreshing, and even a little indulgent, the fifth kidney-healing breakfast is the plant-based yogurt Parfait. Simple, layered, and satisfying, it gives you the creamy crunch of a classic Parfait without the silent kidney stress that dairy and sugar can bring. Take Linda, a 55-year-old graphic designer. Her morning ritual was always Greek yogurt with granola and honey. She loved the taste, the crunch, the sweetness, but her lab reports told another story. Her creatinine was climbing. Her nephrologist warned that dairy phosphates and hidden sugars were adding pressure her kidneys couldn't handle. Reluctantly, she made the switch to a plant-based version, unsweetened almond yogurt, topped with crisp apple slices, strawberries, a little pineapple, and a sprinkle of plain rolled oats. Within 3 months, her creatinine stabilized, her digestion felt lighter, and she said mornings finally felt enjoyable again, without the guilt. Here's the science behind it. Plant-based yogurts, especially almond-based, are naturally low in phosphorus and potassium, unlike dairy yogurts that often contain hidden additives. Apples provide soluble fiber that binds toxins before they can burden the kidneys. Strawberries deliver vitamin C and antioxidants to reduce inflammation. Pineapple adds bromelain, an enzyme that improves protein digestion and calms swelling. And rolled oats give you texture and slow-digesting carbs without the phosphorus hit of nut-heavy granola. Each ingredient carries its weight, combining into a breakfast that feels indulgent yet quietly protective. And the beauty of this parfait is flexibility. You can make it in a jar and take it to work, enjoy it as an afternoon snack, or even keep it as a light evening meal. It feels like a treat, but every bite sends your kidneys a message of relief, less stress, less waste, more support. But here's the bigger truth: knowing 5 recipes isn't enough. The real power comes from the pattern they all share and how the way you start your morning can either burden your kidneys or help them heal. And in the conclusion, I'll show you how to turn these meals into a long-term ritual of protection and renewal. You've just seen how 5 simple breakfasts can change the entire story of your kidneys. But here's the truth I want to leave with you. Healing doesn't happen in one day, and it doesn't come from perfection. It comes from small, consistent choices, the kind you make tomorrow morning, and the next after that. Every sip, every bite is a signal you send to your body. And when that signal says you are safe, you are supported, you can heal your kidneys, respond in ways you might not believe possible. So don't pressure yourself into thinking you must overhaul your whole life in one sweep. Instead, start where it matters most: your morning. Choose one of these breakfasts, prepare it, and notice how you feel. Energy steadier, mind clearer, that heavy worry about your lab numbers just a little lighter. Then repeat it. Day by day, you build momentum, and that momentum becomes change. You can measure not only on paper, but in how you live and how you feel. I also want you to remember you're not alone on this journey. So many people watching right now are going through the same fears, the sinking feeling when a test result gets worse, the frustration of doing everything right, but still sliding closer to dialysis. But together, by sharing knowledge, by supporting one another, we can build not just healthier bodies, but a stronger community that lifts each of us when we feel like giving up. That's why I encourage you, don't just watch this video and move on. Save it. Keep it as a reminder because there will be mornings when motivation fades, when you feel like nothing is working. In those moments, come back, replay this, and remember that change is still possible. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, and turn on the bell notification. Each week, we bring you the latest science-backed tips to protect your kidneys, lower creatinine, and safeguard your health. By subscribing, you make sure you never miss the next breakthrough that could change your life or the life of someone you love. And I'd love to hear from you. Which of these breakfasts do you think you'll try first, or do you have a morning ritual that's already helped your kidneys? Leave a comment below because your story might be the spark that gives someone else the courage to take their first step. And I promise I read through your comments and your voices matter here. Finally, let me leave you with this thought. Your kidneys have worked for you quietly every second of your life. They've carried your burdens without complaint, filtered your blood, balanced your body, and given you the energy to live each day. They've been your silent guardians, and they deserve your care today. No matter where your numbers are right now, whether your creatinine is just a little high, or you've already heard words like stage 3 or dialysis, there is still room for hope. Change is possible. Healing is possible. And it begins not with something overwhelming or expensive, but with the very first bite you take each morning. So as you set down your phone or close your laptop, make yourself a promise. Tomorrow morning, you will choose differently. You will choose the bowl, the scramble, the smoothie, the grains, or the parfait. You will choose to send your kidneys the right message. And that message is clear. You are safe. You are supported. You can heal. And when you do, you're not just eating breakfast. You're writing a new story for your health, your freedom, and your future. A story of resilience, a story of renewal, a story that begins right now with you.